Alright guys, so I'm going to show you what I've put together here for my sim racing setup. Main goal for this was immersion, to again get me more immersed into the games and everything, and I thought a Canopy would definitely do that. And then I took it a little step further with some other additions. So the Canopy I made of foam panels, PVC piping for the skeleton and everything, and then I decided to put a mesh tarp over top of it. The mesh tarp is not completely darking, it's like 90% darking. Inside it does a wonderful job. You barely get any light that comes through when the lights are on. When the lights are dark, it's just completely darked out. One of the main reasons I went to do using the foam, PVC, and the tarp, I needed this to be lightweight. I needed this to also limit heat, because inside of this it can get very hot at times. Of course, one thing I've got in place is my wind simulator, which I've got that set to a static wind when I'm not in game, so I get a nice little breeze from that, and then definitely when I'm playing I get a breeze, so that helps to keep everything cool. The mesh helps along with that as well, so I thought that was a great option to use, and that's what I went with. So you can see here I've got the Fanatec gear that I just upgraded from Logitech over to Fanatec. I've got the McLaren, the GT3 V2 wheel. That thing is wonderful. It has been a huge step up. Just the overall quality has been amazing. I got the DD 8nm base, and the force feedback on that has been amazing. It's just, again, it has made my driving experience so much better. Went with the CSL load cell pedals. I've got those installed. I've got a 3D wrap mod for the brake installed also. That has given the pedal a little bit more give. It's definitely made it more realistic, just like a real pedal, and I have loved that mod ever since I threw that in there. So that is a huge upgrade to those pedals, which were great already, but the brake was very stiff, and that 3D wrap mod done the job. Got the Saitek X52 flight stick. I got that installed for when I want to do some flight. I installed a little seat belt just to give a little bit, again, more immersion and everything. Of course, I use a little Logitech wireless keyboard for everything when I'm in here, because my PC is on my desktop over here, so it is, it's a ways away, so I go ahead and use that to control everything when I'm over here using the triple screen. So I've got 3 triple screen Dell monitors, 144 Hz, 1440p, and then under this seat I've got a Buttkicker installed, so that gives me that force feedback from driving and everything. I've got it set up for when you shift gears, obviously when you're hitting the strips and everything. It does a wonderful job of just shaking me in the seat. I didn't want a motion sim rig, I didn't want anything like that. I have a VR headset, I use it at times, but I can't drive with VR. It just gives me a major headache, and I found that I can't do that, so I'm not trying to do any motion platforming, ain't trying to do any VR and stuff like that, so I just wanted something a little bit more, and the Buttkicker did a great job with that. One cool thing, the Buttkicker and the DD base, when those are shaking and everything, it will shake my fourth screen that you see there. Gives it just a little bit of movement, and again, that just gives it a lot more immersion when you're driving, to just, especially when you're going around those curves and everything. It just makes it feel like you're really, in a race. So wind simulator, Again, it is off at the moment. I'll give you a demo on that a little bit later, but this thing has been amazing. Again, I've got it set up through SimHub. As you accelerate, the fans will kick in. I'm using an Arduino board to power my fans and everything, and it has been wonderful. Just gives you that effect of acceleration. It might sound loud on the video that you hear later. Of course, I use headphones when I'm doing my racing and everything. It really just gives a background noise. It really sounds like just, you know, the inside of a car when you're doing that. So the fans, again, on video they sound kind of scratchy and all that, but when it's running in here, I don't even hear that. So, and there I got just me a little toggle switch for the fans when I want to cut them off. I put that installed there. That's just the controller for the Buttkicker. Got button box that I built myself, put that together, got some buttons and everything, got some LED buttons, just extra buttons that I can use in the games. And then I got one of the iooHug play bars, and I've got that connected to my PC. iooHug goes through Corsair, iCUE and all that, but I run the iooHug app for all my games, and what it does is it does a great job, and I'll give you a demo of this later too, of when you're going through shadows, when you're going underpasses and things like that. The lighting in the cockpit will just go down and back up, and again, just another little thing I thought of for immersion, and it has worked out wonderful. So that is my setup, and again, this has been a wonderful project. It did get a little expensive. Of course, I did a lot of changes. As I went through, so that kind of got the cost up a little bit, but it was well worth it because now I'm finally getting to use it, and it has been a huge step up for my racing. And again, just the overall immersion has been wonderful. So it has been a blast putting this together, and it's going to be a blast using it going forward. Alright guys, here is a demo of the wind simulator, and I'm going to let you guys listen as I start to speed up here, but you'll hear the fans kick in. As I slow down, they will slow down, and then as I speed up, here they go. Alright guys, here's a test of the iooHug lighting in the iooHug app, kind of showing the effect. I'm going down the road here very slow, but you can kind of see the lighting inside the cockpit here, and watch as I start going through some shadows in this underpass. I think you'll kind of see a difference in the lighting and what it does. Doesn't look as good on the video, of course, but inside here it's a pretty decent effect, and again, it just gives more immersion to everything. But you can kind of see the light fading as I'm getting ready to go under here, and there it goes, and here it comes back. So you can kind of see I'm back out. Getting ready to go through a couple more shadows. And it's a subtle effect. It's not, I don't want this thing strobing. I don't want this to be like a disco inside the cockpit or anything like that, but it definitely gets the job done. So that's just a little demo of the hue lighting.